Well, that didn't last long, did it? It's raining again. You'd think we'd be used to it by now. I wonder how many people will remember this plant. It's a potato plant that we looked at quite a long time ago because the foliage appeared to be dying back a little bit. So what we did is we got the whole thing and we pulled it out of this container so as not to damage it too much, just to see if there were any potatoes in there that we could have harvested. But as it turned out, there was a few potatoes growing around edges, but they're only as big as peas. So we carefully popped it back into that container and put it to one side. But now it's completely dying back. But we didn't want to empty this container originally, all them weeks ago, because this variety of potatoes called a more, and it's supposed to be a main crop, so there's no way it should have been ready to harvest back then. Since then, that foliage picked back up and it's held on for quite a few weeks now. But once again, probably due to all excessive rain we keep having, it started dying off again. So I think we might as well just have a look, put this plant out of its misery. I know for a fact at this stage it's not going to pick back up because virtually every stem has now died off. So it looks like we're going to do another potato reveal today, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got something in this container, because it is a little bit early to be emptying main crops. Even though most of the plants are starting to die back, we like to try and hang on as long as possible. I just want to say thank you very much to Brendan Wellen for that donation that you made through PayPal. Very much appreciated, Brendan, and that money gets put back into this channel. So we'll see what we need to stock up on over the next few days. Thank you very much for your generosity. Well, it's not exactly a massive plant, so we'll just tip it into this small container that I've got and get rid of all this foliage. We'll get it tipped out. Hopefully it's a bit better than it were last time. Well, I can see a couple of potatoes this time at least. There's still only small ones though. We seem to be getting a lot of those this year. Let's break this open, see what else we've got. Again, a couple of small ones. It's a bit bigger one. So let's break the whole thing open, see if we've got out. I think it's small potato gear this year. You can see there's one or two in here. Oops, it's not looking brilliant. That's basic there, the entire root. We see potato. So there's nothing in there. We have got a few more small ones. That's biggest so far, so that's not a bad size. There's definitely more in here than there were before, but like I said, once again, it's a case of lots of small harvests on potatoes this year. Every time I say that, I find one a bit bigger. Get rid of some of this compost. It'll get used again, so that's one thing. This one's not wet through like the others have been and full of bugs, but there still doesn't seem to be a deal or anything in there. I think we might have looked out. Can't see anything else. No, that's your lot out there. I suppose when you consider that that container's only about 10 litres, That's not a bad result. I have noticed that this particular one, it's got a bit of scab on it. All the rest are perfectly fine, and that one's still edible. Once you peel it, it'll be nice and clean underneath. Not as good as we were hoping for, but considering the amount of space it took up and the compost we had to use, we've still got a meal or two to come out of that. There's not a lot, but I'm going to weigh them anyway. Might as well keep track for every container that we do, because I think we're going to be moving on to main crops quite shortly, and I don't really want to, because you shouldn't be harvesting those quite yet. But if the plants have gone, there's not much point in hanging on. So we're on 0 and we're on pounds. £1, 8 ounce. So not too bad, a pound of potatoes. There you go, quick look at that. £1, 8 ounce from a 10 litre container. Better than nothing. We have still got quite a few containers to go out, but I'm holding off on those for as long as possible now. If I get to a point where every single plant does die back and I have to empty them, I will empty them and then I'll just freeze them. At least they'll last a little bit longer that way. But I think as far as potato harvests go this year, I don't think people are getting quite the results that they normally get, because the year's been a bit weird so far. I'll be doing things in greenhouse again today, because once again it's raining and it's going to rain all day. But apparently we're in for a nice weekend. As we move into this afternoon, I have got another job that I need to definitely get done. I did mention it at the beginning of the week, and since it's Friday, I think it's about time I got that sorted out. If you keep putting your jobs off and putting them off, you'll end up with a lot of plants getting wasted. So there's no time like the present, or in my case, 4 days later. And I need to move these. These are Florence red onions, and we've been growing them in this tray for quite a while. We've already took some out and we've put them in one of them little wash bowls, and it's down in container garden. But we already did that once at the beginning of the year and we got really good results from that. We got some really big, long red onions. Because a Florence onion is a long red, sweet, mild onion. So they're really good for cooking and for salads. So we don't want to waste any of these plants. So we're going to get sorted out this afternoon, find a container. We'll prick all these out and we'll get them set up for autumn winter growing. So maybe I'll see you all this afternoon. And if you've not already subscribed to the channel and you want to see what we're going to be doing over the weekend, then please hit that subscribe button and press that notifications bell. And we'll see you on the next one. Enjoy your weekend. Take care.